sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. This video and YouTube channel is rated PG-13, so that means this channel is not for anyone under the age of 13. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Max Factory Figma Reissue My Hero Academia Midoriya, aka DEKU. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at the box. So as you can see, we do get the basic style box when it comes to a Figma figure. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box. On the top we do get the warning and blah 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 stuff nobody cares about. Then the bottom says Figma My Hero Academia, product number 323, Midoriya Izuku, My Hero Academia again. And then the bottom of the box here we do get an image of DEKU along with the barcode there. Then the top here, same thing as the bottom without the barcode though. And then the one side we do get a cool image of the figure. The other side, another image of the figure. Then the back, they show a bunch of really cool poses you can get DEKU into along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that's the packaging. Let's get this figure. I want to take a closer look at this figure that was way long overdue for a reissue. So really glad that Max Factory gave us one, because this figure was really way too expensive for any collector to afford, unless you're rich. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and I think Max Factory did an outstanding job with the detail on Midoriya here. They really did an awesome job with it. The hair sculpt, definitely one of my favorite parts about the figure. I think all the face sculpts look great as well. Looks just like how DEKU does in the anime, and I love the black mixed in with the green on the hair. Looks very anime accurate, and I really like how they did it on the bottom. The top's mostly green, as you can see there, but really dig the way the black and the green mix throughout the hair. The hair is a bit sharp, so be careful when swapping faces, but I love the sculpt work of the hair as well. Now the torso here I think turned out great. We do get some sculpted wrinkles here and there throughout his costume, and the paint's pretty clean where the white meets that that greenish type color. We do get a sculpted line going down the center right there, because I'm guessing that's where he zippers his costume up. In the back there we do have a peg hole for the stand, some more sculpted lines and sculpted wrinkles, which look pretty good. Some people might not like the way this piece looks under the arms, but that is so you can put his arms down like that. And it looks like there's very subtle shading in certain parts on the green, unless my eyes are just really bad, but it does look like there is subtle shading on the green, like it looks like there is on the neck also. And then the arms turned out pretty good too. We get a few sculpted wrinkles here and there. The elbow pads look good. And then we do get his ginormous hands with his gloves there. And there is an issue I did run into, a QC issue with the right wrist joint, because the joint kept popping off with the hand. This one, the joint wasn't popping off with the hand, and my wrist joint is about to snap here where it connects into the arm. So thankfully, Max Factory usually includes an extra wrist joint with their figure, so I did have to do that, but I'm still having the issue with the joint popping off with the hand there, and it makes the joint more fragile, so I'm very nervous about swapping this hand now. So I'm going to try to minimize my hand swapping with the right hand there. So that is definitely a bad QC issue that I'm not happy about at all, but I am happy that they do include extra hands with their figures. That is the reason why companies like Max Factory and Revoltech do that, just in case the joint breaks, which is the best thing you could do when it comes to figures. And then the belt here looks pretty cool. I mean, no shading or anything on it like that, but you do see the pouches on the side there. You do have to be careful, because these pouches, the paint rubs off very easily on the legs right there when you articulate the legs, so just be cautious of that. And we do get some sculpted wrinkles along the crotch piece on the legs right there. And then we do get the knee pads, which look really nice actually. Very nice sculpted wrinkles all throughout them, and clean paint where that white meets the green color once again there. And then the lower legs here, we do get his boots, which turned out really cool, man. And it seems like these are separate pieces. You could use them to like hide the joints, or you could use them to get out of the way when you use the articulation. So I like that they did that. I mean, everything on there with sculpt and paint looks really good on these shoes there. Sculpted wrinkles, the laces, and we even do get some very nice sculpted treads on the bottom of the feet there. So overall, I think they did a beautiful job with the paint and sculpt detail. You do have to be cautious of the paint rub from the pouches And I don't know if other people are going to have this issue. Someone said they did have the issue with the joint popping off with the right hand as well, but just be very careful with the wrist joints on this figure. You do not want them to break along with the extra one that they include with the figure. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get a bunch of pretty cool stuff included with this DEKU. So first and foremost, we do get a Figma bag, of course, in case you are someone who likes to store your accessories in there, so always cool to get that. And then we do get a Figma stand, so we do have the base, the arm, or the leg. Then we do get the extension piece, and you can peg this into the back of the figure, and it does have the basic stand type articulation, so we do get that stuff. And then we also get 3 interchangeable face sculpts, and I do wish that they did include one extra face, which I would have liked a basic stern or serious type looking face, which they did not include with the figure. But like I said, we do get 3 alternate faces. And starting all the way on the left there, we do get the smiling type face, which is the one that does come on the figure out of the packaging. Then in the center, we do get my favorite face, which is the angry teeth gritted face. And then all the way on the right there, we do get the concerned or nervous type face. And I think Max Factory did a perfect job on all 3 faces. We have his freckles on there and everything. They just did an awesome job with the faces for DEKU, and they are pretty simple to swap out as well. I'll show you how to do that right now quickly. And swapping Midoriya's faces is very simple. So what you want to do is pull on the front part of the hair and grab it from the back there, kind of wiggle it back and forth until it unpegs, and take the face here, kind of wiggle that back and forth until it unpegs. Take another face, peg that onto that very wide peg there, then take the front of the hair, peg that back on, and then there you go. As simple as that. So we do get the 3 interchangeable faces, and then we also get an extra wrist joint, and then we do get 20 of these pieces of sweat that you could put on his concerned or nervous face there. And I knocked the other faces over. Gosh darn it. And then we do get the bottom part of his mask. Now, if you get the exclusive edition, it also is included with an extra interchangeable head sculpt, which is the masked head sculpt. So we do get this piece here that you just put around his neck, and it just hangs there, because a lot of parts throughout the series he just had this hanging over his neck, and it is supposed to replicate All Might's smile, and that's something I don't like about Deku's costume. It's too much copying off All Might. I know he's the biggest All Might fan, but the dude really needs to come up with his own costume design there. But they did a really nice job with it. This part is a black translucent plastic, or a gray translucent plastic, and you just put it over his neck like this. So you just pop the neck off, put that on like that, and then just pop the head back on. As simple as that. So we do get that, and as I mentioned, we do get the extra wrist joint, which is always a huge plus when it comes to a figure company when they include that. That's such a smart thing that they do, and I always do appreciate that. And then we do get 20 pieces of sweat here, and you can just peel this off and then just stick it right onto the face. A picture should pop up of what it looks like. Pretty cool that they did include that. I guess you could use them as teardrops as well, and you could probably use this on any figure you would like. So we do get all that stuff, and then we finally get 7 alternate hands with a hand rack. Then starting on the top right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging. Then we do get a pair of gripping hands here, and there's no reason why they did include the gripping hands, but I always think it's cool when a figure company does include gripping type hands with a figure. And then we do get some open type hands, and then finally we do get one right flicking hand, which is what he used to use before he threw punches, because he couldn't really control his power. So really like that was included with the figure. But they did make this figure, I think, back during season 2 or 3 or something like that, and he didn't really start to learn to use his power until like season 3, I believe, or kind of in like season 2. But we do get some very nice sculpt, and these hands are painted as well, but the sculpt detail is really outstanding on all 7 hands. And as you can see, the wrist joint did come off with my right fist once again, and I'm just not going to bother trying to change this right hand anymore. And it does suck that that happens. It's a minor QC issue, but My other wrist joint, which was the one that originally came on the figure, is about to snap in half, and who knows, it might happen. It might have the same issue with this one as well, so I'm not even going to bother trying to swap the right hands on my DEKU figure anymore. So just be careful with yours when switching the wrist joints there. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with Midoriya. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Midoriya, to the very top of his head, it looks like he's about 4 inches and 3/4 of an inch tall. Then to the very top of his hair, it looks like he's a little bit over 5 inches and 1/4 of an inch tall. And then here he is compared to the McFarlane Toys My Hero Shigaraki, the McFarlane Toys My Hero All Might, the SH Figuarts manga version Super Saiyan Gohan and Gaara, and I think this DEKU does scale pretty good with the McFarlane My Hero figures. And then here he is compared to the Variable Action Heroes Past Blue Monkey D. Luffy, the Dasen model Kenshin Hamura, the SH Figuarts 2.0 Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and the SH Figuarts Itachi. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectible Cyborg Smoke, the SH Figuarts Sage Mode Naruto, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of this gosh dang review. Yippee! So now for the articulation of DEKU here, I think Max Factory worked in the articulation pretty good, but there are some points that really do suck on this figure here. So the neck here, we just get one joint, but we do get some very nice movement with it. You can only get DEKU to look up that much because his hair does restrict it from going up any further, but does look down really well with that joint. And then you do get really nice pivot with that joint as well. And then of course it does swivel, so you do get some very nice articulation there. Then we do get a joint at the torso and then one at the waist, but these joints are just really bad, man. You don't get much movement out of them. So with both joints, he crunches forward that much. You get better forward movement with the torso. As you can see, the waist only goes forward and back about that much. Then the torso goes back that much. So with both joints, that's the furthest you're going to get him to go back there. As you can see, then the waist has a little bit of pivot, and then the torso does as well, but really not too much. So you're not going to get the best pivot out of these joints. Then the waist only swivels about that much because of the way the figure is sculpted there at the torso. You do get better swivel at the torso there, so really not the best movement at the waist and the torso. I wish you got a little more range out of both those joints. Then for the shoulders here, you do get a nice circular motion out of the shoulder right there, and you can get DEKU's arms to go out a lot more than 90 degrees, so that is definitely good. They do go up and down. We do not have true bicep swivel, so you will have to use it at the shoulder joint, or you can use it at the single jointed elbow that just bends in a little more than 90 degrees, but it does swivel there as well. And does it swivel at the forearm? Not really, but this piece on the glove is a separate piece, but it can swivel a little bit. And then the wrists do swivel, and then they hinge back and forth. Now for the legs here, like I said, be careful. I mean, when you articulate the figure, it's inevitable that this piece is going to hit up against the legs, so that is going to happen on your figure if you pose them in dynamic style poses. But you can get DEKU to kick forward, not too much, man. He cannot hit 90 degrees. It just looks like he goes a little further out than 45 degrees. Goes to the back just a tiny bit. Let's see if he can. Jean-Claude Van Damme it, and he cannot. It looks like they go out about 45 degrees, so not the best leg movement with DEKU here. And then you just get a little bit of a hip swivel there. We do have double jointed knees that do bend back about 90 degrees, and then the joint does swivel right here at the knee pad, and then it also swivels a tiny bit at the knee joint right there. And then for the ankles here, they do swivel at the joint there. This piece will swivel with it, as you can see right there, the separate piece of the boot. And then the ankles go up about that much. They go down really well, and then the ankle pivot is not the best on DEKU. This is another thing I'm not too happy about with the articulation. You really don't get good ankle pivot with DEKU. Not too happy about that, but you do get a very nice toe hinge. So overall, there's a lot of points of articulation on this figure that really are not good at all. Some points are really good, but pretty much half the points of articulation aren't as good, but half of the points are really good. And you'll be able to get them in some okay Midoriya-like poses, and I'm about to show you some of those poses right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the Figma My Hero Academia Midoriya. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure with detail, I'd give it an 8.5. Articulation, I'd give it a 6.5. Accessories, I'd give it an even 9, and then the overall quality I would give an even 8. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did have mine imported from Japan, but you can get this from my buddy from Agelessgeeks, so you can check out their website at agelessgeeks.com. If you can't find it on there, I do highly recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it, but thanks for watching. I will see you later. Midoriya Izuku. Whoops, was saying his name wrong. On the top, we do get the warning and blah blah blah. So nobody cares about. Then the bottom here, we just put the so we do get the window right there on the front of the box. On the top, so we do get the window right there on the front of the box. On the bottom, that's the top, not the bottom. Daredevil, damn you. The SH Figure Arts manga version, Super Saiyan Gohan, and the Chibbity Chew Chubby. The McFarlane Toys My Hero All Might, the SH Figure Arts Gohan. The McFarlane Toys My Hero All Might, the SH Figure Arts, damn it, I did it again, 2.0 Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and Itachi. The Variable Action Heroes Time Skip. What? It's past blue, damn it. Damn you. There's also an extra peg in there, and I forgot what came in this part. Oh, I don't remember.